Hello students, myself Nitika Dharmoli, teacher at Mother Ras India Public School. I hope you all are having productive days. In today's video, we will continue with chapter 10 of class 6 science, body and movements. This is part 4. So let's start. Welcome to the lesson on body and movements. We were discussing skeletal system. It is a supporting framework of the body and it is made up of bones and cartilages. Cartilages provides cushion to the bones. Then we have discussed some functions of the skeletal system like it is a supporting framework. Along with that, it gives protection to the inner delicate organs like lungs, heart, brain, eyes, etc. Then it is also helpful for the movement and locomotion by attachment with the muscles. Along with that, in the formation of blood corpuscles also, it is helpful. How? Because red blood cells and white blood cells are produced in the bone marrow of some of the bones. And bone marrow, I have told you that it is a soft and jelly-like tissue found in some of the bones. Then it is also helpful in storage of minerals in the body, minerals like calcium and magnesium. Then human skeletal system, we have discussed that it is consists of 206 bones. In infants, there are 300 bones, but there are 206 bones in an adult. And there are four main parts of human skeletal system, namely skull, vertebral column, rib cage, and limbs. Skull we have discussed. It consists of 22 different bones, and which are divided into two groups: cranium bones and the facial bones. Cranium bones are 8 in number and facial bones are 14 in number. 8 plus 14, 22 total bones are there. And out of all these 22 different bones in your skull, only the lower jaw is movable. Then we have discussed about vertebral column. You can call it backbone or spine also. And it is divided into 5 regions: neck region, chest region, belly region, hip region, and tail region. And it has 33 small ring-like bones which are joined end to end. Now we will start with rib cage. Rib cage is formed of 12 pairs of ribs. How many pairs? 12 pairs. A median plate like sternum or breastbone, which you can see over here in this picture, over here also, this is sternum. So these 12 pairs of ribs are joined in the front side with this sternum, or you can say chest bone, and from the back side it is connected to the backbone. Can you see it in the image? In front side, ribs join chest bone and backbone to form the rib cage at the back. Now these are total 12 pairs of ribs. The first 10 pairs are attached to the breastbone. Breastbone means sternum. Okay, and the remaining two are free. The ends of the last two ribs are free. These are called, because they are free, they are not connected with the sternum at the front and at the back with the backbone. It is connected, but at the front in sternum they are not connected, so they are also called floating ribs. These two ribs are also called floating ribs. The rib cage protects lungs and heart. These are the delicate organs of human body. One more time I am repeating it. The rib cage is formed of 12 pairs of ribs and a median plate like sternum, that is breastbone. The first 10 pairs of the ribs are attached to the breastbone in the front side, and at the back side it is connected to the backbone. The two ribs, the ends of the last two ribs are free and they are also called floating ribs. And rib cage is used to protect lungs and heart, which are the delicate human organs. One more time, see another image of a rib cage and count these 12 pairs of ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 and 12. These are two ribs whose ends are free, and these are called floating ribs. Now the structure of ribs are clear. Next part of the human skeleton is limb. Two pairs of limbs are there, forelimbs and hand limbs. They basically represent the arms. These are the arms bones, and legs. These are legs bones. Observe the diagrams carefully. Each limb is comprised of 3 long bones. These are the 3 long bones. 1, 2, 3. Again 1, 2, 3. So each limb is comprised of 3 bones, 1 upper and 2 lower bones. 1 upper and 2 lower bones joined in a hinge. Now bones for the hand and foot end in small bones that form the fingers and toes. These are the small bones that forms the fingers and the toes over here. Now see the 4 limbs. First we are talking about 4 limbs. Contains 30 bones each, and hind limbs also contain 30 bones each. In case of 4 limbs, there are humerus in the upper arm. This is humerus in the upper arm. Then radius and ulna. These are the names of the bones which are joined to humerus in the forearm. And there are then 8 wrist bones. Over here, look at the picture. These are wrist bones, 8 wrist bones. Then 5 palm bones. Then 14 finger bones. Total 30 bones in your 4 limbs. Now see hind limbs. Hind limbs also contain 30 bones each. They are femur. This one is the femur. Then the other 2 bones are tibia and fibula. Femur is your thigh bone in lower leg. Now these bones are connected to 7 ankle bones over here, 5 foot bones, and then 14 toe bones. So this was the structure of bones in your limbs, 4 limbs and hind limbs. 4 limbs means we are talking about arms, and hind limbs we are talking about legs. Now moving on to the next topic, that is joints. See, we know now that bones are rigid organs. They support and protect various organs, store minerals, and provide a frame to keep the body supported. In school also you do exercises and play games. And for doing those exercises and playing games, you do different types of movements. For example, forward bending, movement of your arms and legs. My question is, how do we bend our elbow, and how we are doing all these movements? How they are possible when bones cannot be bent? How our body is so flexible? Flexibility is due to the presence of joints. Now what are joints? Joints is a place where 2 bones meet. Bones are rigid, they cannot be bent except where 2 bones are joined together, and the places where 2 or more bones meet are called Joints. Joints allow body movements like bending, rotation of limbs, bending of back, sideways movement of neck. At joints, the bones are held together by the bands of flexible connective tissues. And these bands are called ligaments. Look at the picture over here. These are ligaments. Flexible connective tissues, which are called ligament. They keep the bones in position. The ends of the bones are covered with soft cartilage. Soft cartilage, it acts as a cushion. I have told you earlier also. Cartilages acts as a cushion between the bones and reduces friction between the bones and absorbs the shock. The cartilage pads are present between the vertebrae and at the ends of the long bones. Look at the picture in the next slide. These are cartilages. These are cartilages. They absorb shock and they are present between the vertebrae and at the end of the long bones. Now the muscles are attached to the ends of bones by the bands of tough fibrous connective tissues. They are called tendons. Tendons, again I'll show you the previous picture. These muscles are called tendons. The muscles which are attached to the ends of the bones by the bands of tough fibrous connective tissues. These are tough fibrous connective tissues and these are called tendons. Now you know what are tendons, what are ligaments and what are cartilages. Now see types of joints. Based on the movement they carry, the joints are of, basically they are of three types. Here I have shown you only two, movable and immovable joints. But there is one another joint, that is partially movable joint. Then movable joints are further divided into hinge, pivotal, gliding, ball and socket joints. Now let's discuss all these joints one by one. First of all, see immovable joints of human body. Immovable means the joints found between the skull bones are immovable. We cannot move them. They are fixed joints. So the other name of immovable joints is fixed joint. The bones are immovable from a single protective covering over the skull except the lower jaw, which is movable in your skull, as you can see. Now partially movable joints. These joints allow partial movement of bones. Joints between two vertebrae and the joints between ribs and breastbone. These are partially movable joints. Now other part of this chapter we are going to discuss in the next video, that is part 5. Thank you very much for your attention.